There's an old saying that I love. It's silent sinners scream the loudest. So in other words, the ones who are really going buck wild are the ones who are judging everybody else. Is like, hey, don't do that. Hey, don't do that. Hey, don't do some freaky stuff, man. It's not right. It's immoral. It's unholy. It's unethical, bro. Those are the people who are secretly like, I need to gargle dicks. I need to gargle dicks. I want somebody to shit on my chest. For the love of God, let's get creepy. So, having said that, there's a North Carolina Republican by the name of Tim Moore. He's the House Speaker in North Carolina. And this guy, typical, standard, exactly what you'd expect. Family values Republican. In fact, this guy supported a constitutional amendment to ban gay marriage in North Carolina years back. So, he believes in the sanctity of marriage. One man, one woman is the holy way to go about life. It's the right way. I'm a good man. So this guy apparently had group sex with people wanting political favors. And he had an affair with a wife of an ex-town councilman for years. So, let me explain this to you. They say, Tim Moore is accused of having a 3-year affair with Scott Lasseter's wife. Lasseter claims Moore and his now ex-wife Jamie engaged in group sex for favors. Moore called the accusations baseless. Jamie Lasseter called Scott, quote, abusive. So, one of the interesting things about this case is that there's apparently a law in North Carolina. And honestly, I'm not sure I agree with the law. It seems a little bit primitive, if you ask me. But there's a law that allows you to basically sue a spouse over effectively like emotional neglect because alienation of affection. That's what it's called. Alienation of affection because your wife was basically like cheating on you or whatever. And it could cut both ways. If a husband cheats on a wife, you could probably sue on the same grounds. Look, I'm not sure I agree with that. But the biggest part of the story, of course, is like this guy, as he's out there judging everybody else all day long, not only is he doing the standard kind of political corruption, he's basically having orgies and doling out political favors based on that. Silent sinners scream the loudest. So what is it, dude? If somebody blows you, do they get, a $1 million contract? Is that if they put a finger up your ass, do they get a $2 million contract? If you can get the numbers in the room up to 5, do you dole out $10 million? Like, what are we talking about here? What are we talking about? And look, you're not going to hear much about this anywhere. And normally I wouldn't care about the private lives of politicians or anybody for that matter. But again, this guy's voting record is that of, I believe in family values. This guy judges other people as degenerates if they don't fit into his traditional box. And more importantly, he's not just doing the standard political corruption involving money. He's also apparently trading sexual favors in order to dole out all sorts of gifts, all sorts of political gifts. So, look, I got to ask the question, right? How widespread is this? Maybe I'm naive, right? Maybe I'm childish. Maybe I'm not very worldly. But, like, how widespread is it? I don't know. I'm sincerely asking you. Do you think it's like 1 out of every 100 politicians is doing something like this? Or would my mind be blown and it's like 50% of the politicians or 75% of the politicians? I mean, just the fact that we know everything we know, as a matter of fact, vis-a-vis Jeffrey Epstein, that story is crazy enough, bro. Where it's like you basically had a pedophile incorporated, child sex crimes incorporated, and the thing was ran by a dude who was politically connected, might have been Mossad or the CIA or whatever, held dirt over everybody's head, had his own private island where they were doing all sorts of freaky stuff, committing crimes. Like, if that exists, and it does, and it did, is there another one of those going on? This is nothing compared to that, right? Like, that's way more immoral. This is still bad, but it's nothing compared to that involving children, right? How widespread is this stuff? Remember Madison Cawthorn? Wasn't it Madison Cawthorn who was like, hey, dog, people would walk up to me and be like, you want to get involved in this orgy that we got going on? Just Republicans in the House caucus would be like, just saying. If you want to hop in on this, you could hop in on this. We have a little bit of fun. We all wear the goofy masks. We do a little something, something. Enjoy yourself, bro. How widespread is it? And by the way, I do not want to think at all about the likes of a Nancy Pelosi or a Mitch McConnell or a, oh God, Chuck Schumer being involved in one of these things, man. In fact, there's no politicians at all. I want to think about that. Joe Biden, Donald Trump, gelatinous blob man who hides his fatness with his suit. Oh, good googly moogly. But there you have it. Apparently there's a sex cult in the North Carolina state government, and these are all the people who are loudly judging everybody else and saying they support a traditional lifestyle. Traditional my ass cheeks. All right, guys, that's the show. I love you all very much. Thank you, as always, for listening. You know the drill. Everybody click like, click subscribe. We're trying to get to 10 million subs now. Got a while to go, but you guys can help out. And that's really all I got for you. You can support the show on Patreon, link below, or tip on YouTube. You can click that thanks button below in order to do that. Support Crystal Kyle and Friends on Substack. We should have a fun Crystal Kyle and Friends this week because people have been asking for me and Emily Jashinsky of Counterpoints to sort of debate culture war stuff, because apparently she's conservative on culture war stuff, and I most certainly am not. And you asked and you shall receive. We'll be doing that this week. So everybody definitely check out Crystal Kyle and Friends this week. And remember, you can always listen to the full episodes of this show on Spotify. You don't have to go video for video like on YouTube. You can listen to the full thing all in one shot if you want to go over there. And that's all I got for you guys. Love you to death. I'll talk to everybody soon. Peace. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop. And watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.